Hi everybody, Tori Hartman here, and it's interesting because just a little while ago I put on my my charm necklace, and the charm of the week that I have on is Dancin Daisy, and then I said, well, I've got to go do my exercise for the week for the spiritual club, so I pulled out Dancin Daisy. Don't you love synchronicity? Synchronicity, I always believe, is God's way of remaining anonymous, and I think it's just such a wonderful thing when things start lining up for us in that way. It means we're in the right direction. And by the way, that's what inspires us. And inspiration in spirit is really about being in alignment with our right work, with our right calling, whatever it is we're supposed to be doing. That's why when you're doing right things in your life, when I say right, I'm talking about things that feel correct to you, things that you know are just the right direction. Things open up. All of a sudden you walk down the street and you're saying, gosh, how am I going to... For me, one day it was like I was walking down the street going, I need a new business card. And I looked down, and there on the sidewalk, this was years ago in New York, and it was a business card. It says Tori on it. Huge letters, and it was a jewelry store. And I went, oh, there's my new design. So when you're doing those things, when you're really in alignment and in your joy, it starts to come to you. So with that, the key word for Dancin Daisy is joy. And the quote from the fable is... from a movie, Joe versus the Volcano. It was an old Tom Hanks movie, and it says, let's just jump and see what happens. And that's the idea, you know, a leap of faith requires a leap, you know. So we're going to play a really fun game today. And this is the Connect with Others game. This is the game that that was created in the early fable groups, and it says, you're about to be a guest at a national talk show. Take a few moments to write down the questions that the show's host is going to ask you on the air. Consider why you're on the show. Think about this. What did you do that you're on the show? What are you going to say? You know, so many times we act in the mirror. You know, we'll go, gee, you know, we're talking to somebody, and we can really step up into our highest self. So consider a talk show or a host, someone that you'd really like to meet. And I suggest you do this exercise in the mirror or somewhere where you can really feel the energy of it. And just start talking about what it is that you're on the show for. So, for example, if you just invented something, talk about your invention. Talk about what's going on with you. And basically, it says, the exercise is really, it says to do it with a partner, but in this case, you can do it alone too. If you can't do it with a partner, and what you do is you just realize the level of enthusiasm you have. You know, when I start talking about, for example, when I start talking about the color wisdom cards and people ask me, all of a sudden I'm remembering things that I've never said before. You know, like I'll start going, well, you know, each voice is different because each spirit is different, so it doesn't seem to have a cohesive thing, but that's part of the beauty of it. And I start getting into that higher conscious place. And that's the purpose of this exercise, is to bring you into your inspiration, which is your highest chakra, which is your crown chakra. And the idea is, how would your world change is if in every area of your life you started to take this energy into it. So consider the ability to tap into that energy instantly, and that's part of the manifesting and magnetizing energy. And the other thing about this exercise is write down and let us know what you discovered about yourself. What about the host? What was the experience like for them? How did they experience you? And take a moment to play both roles and see what it's like for you. And I'll see you next week.